All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into the Frost and Flourish Mastering Your Winter Wellness webinar. I will be off camera today because I'm having some technical difficulties. So just bear with us, but we are happy to be here and definitely share what we have to share today. So I'll be getting the presentation up here. Just one moment. All right. And once I get it up here, if y'all can just tell me, one of my teammates, if it is in the right view for everybody.
You want to share your other screen?
Okay, let me do that real quick. Sorry about that. Let's share.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So once again, welcome in everybody. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. So I'm Cameron Lipford. I will be your presenter today with North Carolina Families United, and we're going to talk about mastering your winter wellness. We all know during the holidays and honestly just it getting cold, we can sometimes, lose sight of taking care of ourselves because we're worried about, family and buying gifts and things that come with the holidays. So the first thing, just want to tell you guys a little bit what we're going to go over. So we're going to talk about embracing the winter season with resilience and positivity, what that looks like, the things that you can do. We'll talk about your mental health, not only mental, but physical wellness, safety during the holidays, the stress, and also social connection, as well as building your sustainable routine for your winter wellness. So, like I said, my name is Cameron Lipford. I'm the youth coordinator with North Carolina Families United. And what that means is I work with youth anywhere between the ages of really about 12 to young adults, so probably about 21. I have an associate's in arts and associate's in science. I have several certifications in just different mental health supports, such as teen mental health first aid, darkness to light, and some other many things as far as motivational speaking, and also just some leadership things that I've gotten through Youth Move National, and yeah, just a couple of those things. So I have a very deep commitment to empowering youth and families. It's definitely a vision of mine because not only do I want to empower them, it definitely helps me because I have been in some of the same positions that I see the youth and the families that are in. So that lived experience really gives me that unique perspective to understand the challenges of not only everyday life, but what we're talking about today, which is maintaining your wellness and navigating adversity, especially during the winter. So today, just overall, my goal is to provide you with practical tools and just some help, heartfelt support, so you're not the only one that may be experiencing some of the things we will talk about today. So the first thing I want to talk to you all about is not only mental health. We all, at this point, I'm sure, are aware of the different types of mental health. You have your depression, your anxiety, some of your more complex things as far as behavioral and mental health, where you have like bipolar and stuff like that. But one of the most prominent things that we see during the winter time is something called seasonal affective disorder. So you may ask, what is seasonal affective disorder? It's a type of depression that occurs seasonally, most commonly in the fall and the winter, and it's linked to reduced sunlight exposure. So it's not only necessarily cognitively, but physically and chemistry. Well, I guess if I use that right, the word correctly, it affects you in many different ways. Some of the causes of this are the reduced sunlight disrupting your circadian rhythm, your biological clock. So there's that biology part of it. Lower serotonin levels affecting mood regulation. I'm already a tired person, and when it's no sunlight out and kind of cloudy, especially if it's raining or snowing, I'm quick to go to sleep. So that I can definitely see that. And disrupted melatonin production, like it says, impacting sleep and mood balance. Just give me one moment. Sorry about that. But yes, so impacting our sleep, which is very important to me. And I know not only is it important to your mental health, but your physical health, and every which way it can affect you if you don't get the sleep we need, that typical 8 hours. So some of the symptoms you may see if you or someone else is experiencing this seasonal affective disorder would be emotional, which would be sadness, some hopelessness, a little bit of irritability. Physical, you may see fatigue, changes in their appetite, weight gain, sleep disturbances, the big one we've touched on a couple times. And through their behavior, they may withdraw from activities and social interaction and loss of interest in their hobbies that they like to do. So those are some things you might want to look for. Now, obviously, we know these are also just some daily things that we all may go through. So I wouldn't look too much into it. Some people are just going to struggle, and you may even struggle yourself, but just keep an eye out for these things. Now, when it comes to who might be most affected by this disorder, it depends on where you live too. So, residents in areas with long winters and limited sunlight. So, obviously the most obvious answers are like Alaska and Antarctica. They get too much sunlight, or the long winters where it's dark sometimes for 3 months at a time for no sunlight at all. And interestingly, women are more prone to it than men. And the age range to really watch out for is, the youth mostly that I work with too, between 18 and 30 are the ages where you're at about the most highest risk, which is most things in life, but it definitely coincides with this also. The last thing would be is that family history and how we talked about, the different types of mental health. So if you already, you struggle with mental health in some aspect, you may be more prone to this, or if it runs in your family. So that's just a little bit about seasonal affective disorder, the most common mental health struggle that people may face during the winter time. So outside of that, we have, our normal things like we talked about at the beginning of when we know what comes with holidays, and navigating that holiday stress. So the buying the gifts and the, trying to do something new every year, or maybe trying to one up your neighbor's Christmas lights, like anything like that. But the main thing to remember is it's not about perfection. We want you to know, the best thing you can do to help yourself with these things is prioritize meaningful traditions over perfection. So as you see, like at the bottom right, you're decorating cookies with the kids. They're obviously not going to be symmetrical lines or exactly how the design on the box looks, but that's not what it's about. It's about spending time with your family or the people that you care about, doing the things that you like to do. Um, and when it comes to the gifts, you see here, dad and daughter, they have a small Christmas tree, even that, and a few presents here. It's not about the abundance. It's really about the meaning behind it and the thought that you put into it. I don't know about me, but I don't like giving money to people. I'd rather buy them a gift, even if it's $5, and watch them open it. And that may be me just being selfish, but that's what makes me happy. So as it says, just create a realistic budget and stick to it, because Christmas isn't the only time of year or the holidays or the winter that we should really be buying people things that we care about anyways. So just get them something you can afford, and then down the line when their birthday comes around or any other thing that requires a gift, you won't have spent it all on Christmas. And set boundaries with family and friends, and not only family and friends, but also your work too. Um, there's a bunch of holiday parties going on right now, whether it's with work, like it says, with your family or with your friends. And so it's okay to say no. It's okay, to say thank you or anything like that, but you don't have to be there, because the best thing you need to do during the winter wellness, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed, is to schedule some downtime to recharge. And that is okay. So saying no is okay. So spend time alone at home or whoever you want to spend your time with, and do what you want to do. You don't feel obligated to attend every Christmas party or every Christmas event. So leading to that, we talked about the time to recharge, right? Not only do you want to maintain your mental health during trying to maintain your mental wellness, you want to maintain your physical wellness. So obviously the first thing is, in most places, especially in North Carolina, it can get very, very cold. We know the weather here is also kind of different. It gets hot, it gets cold. It was in the 60s, now it's back in the 50s. But the main thing to remember is dressing in layers and protecting yourself. So I work outside with another initiative that I do a lot. So I have to wear gloves and hats and warm socks and big jackets. So just remember to keep yourself warm, because you're more susceptible to sickness and other things that may come along with that. And obviously, staying up to date with the weather and avoiding hazardous conditions. I'll tell you guys, I am extremely nervous of driving in the rain. I don't even like driving in the rain, let alone snow. And I come from, the Midwest, South Dakota, where this is more normal, but I still even struggle with it. So I definitely always watch, even for days ahead, if there's rain and kind of prepare myself mentally if I know I have to drive somewhere. So just doing that, you can definitely save yourself physically and mentally some stress there by keeping up with what the weather may be like. And nutrition. Comfort foods that fuel your body and staying hydrated, obviously, when it's cold. I love water. I don't know how people don't like water, but obviously having good water, even when it's cold outside, I love it. Um, Comfort foods, there's a lot of soups that you can be made that have nutrition in it with a bunch of vegetables. Um, Still eating a lot of fruits and things like that, and not just resorting to a bunch of bread and a bunch of coffee or like the hot drinks with a bunch of sugar in it this time of the year to keep you warm. Just put some good, healthy food in your body still. And then exercise. Obviously, it's cold, so exercise will definitely keep you warm also, but it also just keep you, in shape and more healthy. So some indoor working out ideas, or you can walk, or if you like snow sports like skiing and snowboarding, ice skating, I can't do any of that. I've tried, but I do like snow tubing, so I know that's very fun. And sledding, obviously, sledding, the most obvious one if we do get snow this year, but wherever you may be, just keeping yourself active is one of the best things you can do for your winter wellness. Next, a lot of us are going to spend time isolated because we may get some time off of work or off of school or whatever we may be dealing with in our daily life. And that's okay, to spend some time with yourself, but you also want to get out while you can and, try to get away from that social isolation. You don't want to do it your whole winter break or anything like that. So some ways that you could do that is by joining local or online support groups. Um, for whatever you may see fit for you. There's many out there for youth. There's ones out there for parents, just adults in general, all kind of things. And then also another thing is volunteering to connect with others and giving back. So we know during the holidays there's a lot of initiatives going on, like toy drives, Christmas dinners, handing out, hams or donating, canned foods, anything like that can not only, help the community that you're in, but it should also make you feel warm and fuzzy inside with this cold weather. And we did talk about, you do not have to attend all parties or anything like that, but it may lift your spirits if you get to host a gathering or even if you attend one. So if that's something that you like to do and you're feeling down, consider that as an option to just lift your spirits a little bit. Get around people that you enjoy, have some good food, some good laughs, and it'll really impact you. And outside of that is definitely try to find new hobbies or things that you can do with other people. I would say a lot of people probably have their everyday things, but we can get monotonous with those and they may help with our mental health and our stress. But I know for me, I love doing new things. I love trying new things. And so that's something that can definitely boost your morale during the winter time. So outside of that, we have some tips and tools for you here. So the first thing I want to talk about is some of the strategies or things that you can do if you're combating that seasonal affective disorder. So light therapy, use of a light box that mimics natural sunlight to improve the mood. So like we said, the darkness and the no sunlight definitely affects that. So this is something that people have used for themselves that have definitely worked. And not only that though, opening your blinds, keeping your curtains open and spending time outdoors too. I like being outside. Not everybody does, but I definitely enjoy it. So if you can get outside, if you like to do it, that's another thing that can help you combat that seasonal affective disorder. We already touched on this a little bit, but having your healthy lifestyle practices with your balanced diet and nutrients and physical activity that can help with those serotonin levels. So you can definitely get your good sleep while you have some time off from work or from school during the winter. And then try to get a consistent sleep schedule. I still struggle with this. I am really, really bad at it because I'm one of those people who no matter how much like work I have to do or something or how late I end up staying up, I like to actually spend time doing the things I like to do. So I need to do better at that. But but yes, a consistent sleep schedule is something that can definitely help you during the winter time. And outside of that, and we hope you're doing this not only if you're experiencing seasonal affective disorder, but on a schedule that's relevant to you and your needs and that's seeking professional support. And that could be through therapy, which there's many different types of therapies as we can see here One of the ones talked about for seasonal affective is cognitive behavioral therapy. And then, medication, if this is prescribed by a healthcare provider, someone that, you see and understands your history and the things you got going on. And lastly, one of the biggest things is mindfulness and relaxation techniques. So you can do meditation, yoga, or journaling. I do journaling, and that definitely helps me every single day. So there's many different ways that you can find these methods to help you manage your stress during the winter time. So managing that stress during the winter time, obviously you have to make a plan, right? A routine. You can't necessarily just go into every day understanding what you might be able to do or not. At least I can't. I'm definitely a time-oriented person. I like to make a schedule. Does that mean I'm going to follow a schedule? I'm not sure, but at least I have one in place, and it helps me not have to scramble when it's time to figure things out. So the biggest thing is what we've talked about is building those daily practices, which include that getting enough sleep, doing your meditation and yoga to help your mindfulness, to getting your nutrients down, physical activity. So if you're somebody who struggles with that, just start with your scheduling in the morning, something to set the tone for your day. I always have coffee now. That's not a good thing, but I know my day has started once my coffee is set, and I know that is for a lot of people. And for me, winding down in the evening, I like, watching TV shows, watching Netflix with my sister. She lives with me, and just being able to bond with her over those things and being able to relax at the same time. I'm a very big planning ahead person. I don't know. It just makes me discombobulate when I can't understand what I have going on for my day or maybe even that week. So planning ahead can help you with that and not being too stressed out, especially like we said, when you have to do shopping, or if you have to get kids ready for the day, or you have to figure out dinner, anything like that can definitely help you be less stressed out. Scheduling wellness check-ins, not only with maybe a friend or a family member, but even your therapist, like we spoke about, holding yourself accountable, because sometimes, we let those things slip under the rug because of all the craziness. And to better support ourselves and everyone else around us, it's best that we hold ourselves accountable and check on ourselves and make sure we have people that will hold us accountable also. We want to prepare for these challenges. So like we said, that leads into the planning ahead, scheduling your wellness